Hey guys, so it's pretty late and I do not feel like filming this video, but I'm gonna do it because I said I would post it at 80 subscribers and I have 100 now, so it's a little late. So here I am. So if you didn't know, in this video I'm going to be telling the story of why I switched gyms 5 times. 5, yep, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically like 8 or something if you like count it, but I went back to the same gym like 3 times. So we're just gonna start from the very beginning. So I started gymnastics when I was 2 years old at the YMCA in Brandywine with a mommy and me class with my mom. So if that counts, that could be like my first gym, but like I never competed there. I mean, I guess you can call it, but so I started there. And then the coach and suggested AJS. So my mom moved me there when I was like 3 maybe, and I did classes, and I moved up to Future Stars when I was 5, I think. And I stayed there, all was good, until they told me they weren't gonna move me up to a pre-team or team, and I guess they made it sound like I wasn't good enough. But let me just insert this video. And mom, this is the reason they didn't move me up to the team. Please enjoy. Like, I'm seconds off, I'm spinning when everyone else has stopped. I'm laughing, I'm jumping. I mean, I'm 5, but still, come on. So yeah, after that, and they told me I was gonna do another year Future Stars, my mom was like, we're not having that because it's a waste, like I would get bored. So then she moved me to another gym called Gym Olympic, and it's like 10 minutes from my house. And I think I did like a thing called Mini Olympians for the rest of that year, and then that following like summer, that fall I competed level 4 when I was 7. So yeah, I turned 7 going into that season. And I stayed at Gym Olympic from level 4, 5, 6, and then after the level 6 season, I left and went to AJS because I mean, I wasn't really I wasn't progressing, like I couldn't get my giant, and he was saying like it's your attitude, and he said some things to my mom that she did not like. And I was 10 years old, so like, so then we went back to AJS for an open gym, saw my old coach, and she actually taught me a giant at that open gym, and I switched back to AJS for my level 7 season. So I was 9 when I left Gym Olympic then. I turned 10 that following September. Wait, no, was I already 10? I don't know, but I think I switched right before competition season. It's a long time ago. So yeah, I switched then, and I did level 7, 8, which was a bad year for me. And then I did my first year of 9 when I was 11 turning 12, and I was in 6th grade. And then after my first year of 9, I was like so in love with gymnastics. Like, as much as you can love gymnastics, holy crap, I loved it, and I wanted to do it all day long. So that brings us to our next gym. Oh my god, so many. I also tried out at Parkettes, if you know what that is. So I'll tell that story. So it was like November of my first year level 9, and I went, and I guess I went to the like mini elite group, and they were like, I was 12 or 11 turning 12. And they told me I was too old to be in that particular group because they want you when you're like 7 years old to like lead you up into elite. So she was like, Parkettes is like an hour and a half from my house, and she was like, I don't think the pre-elite program would be a good thing for you because I think you're too old, but you can definitely join a level 9 program. And my mom was like, I'm not driving all that distance for the level, like a level 9 where you can go 5 minutes from home. So anyway, I just really wanted to be homeschooled so bad and like go during the day and like practice more. So then I wanted to go to Sylvia's, which is like an hour and something from my house, and I wanted to go there so bad, like so grateful, because it literally took 8 months out of her life, because from driving me to the gym like 4 times a day, literally, because I went from 2-3 days a week. I think I went from 10 to 12, and then I stayed for 2 hours and did school, and then like it was like a little group of us, and then I did 2 to 6. So I moved to Sylvia's at the end of my 6th grade year, so a couple months after my first year of level 9. So I think it was in like June, because I know I was still in school. And really bad back problems. This is at Sylvia's, because they did like 15 to 20 vaults a day, 10 beam routines, 4 floor routines, and like 6 bar routines. So like it was a lot on my little 13-year-old body. I think I was 12 turning 13 that year, so it was just a lot on my body. I would like get out of the car and like not be able to like move. I was popping like 6 Advils a day to like help make sure my back was like able to function during practice. From June till I think I left in maybe the beginning of February I left. And the reason I left was because it was way too much on my family. It was so far, it was so expensive, and literally like, and I wasn't doing as well as I should have been for all the money, all the traveling, and all the hours I was doing. So then I moved back to AJS, and thank you, Mr. Steve, for taking me back so many times. Like, so I moved back to AJS, and there was a new coach there, so that's why I moved back. And so let me just start off by saying this. When I left Sylvia's, no one ever told me I was tall. Like, I know now I'm 5'11", but at this time I was like 5'3". So I walk in to AJS and the coach is like, wow, you're really tall. So right off the bat, he just did not like me. And I feel like it was because he had these groups: the apples, the oranges, the cantaloupes, the watermelons, and the apples were the good group. It wasn't even like you were training with your team. It was like you were training with like level 7s, but like the best level 7s. Weird. So then Mr. Steve, I guess, automatically put me in the apple group, and I think that already set him off because he didn't pick me to be in the apple group. I wouldn't have wanted to be in the freaking apple group. So yeah, I feel like that was just his bad vibe right off the top. I think my first meet back at the gym was Pink Invitational later that February. And I remember it perfectly. I was always pretty good at bars because I feel like that's an event where people like struggle with. And you know, he just had to break me down, Jesus. So I was at Pink, and oh, I've never scratched an event in my life before this. And I feel like he scratched me just because I said I never scratched before. Anyway, this was Pink, and I did my bar routine. I don't know what I did wrong, but I got a 9. And you know what he says to me? And I'm like new, like he's a new coach to me. I get off the bars. I'll insert that bar routine actually right here. And I get off the bar and he says, yeah, that was definitely not a well-deserved 9. They only gave you that so you could tie a ribbon. I was like, and like me, thank God I wasn't like a crybaby. And we did another meet, and it was an ESGA meet, so it was at home, it was at AJS, and I don't remember like anything else, but I do remember this bar routine. I was on the bars, and the freaking bar sets that I was on had fell down before. Like I saw them fall down on one of my teammates before. So I'm on the bar and it's like shaking. So I stop. Like this is in the middle of my routine, so I like stop and I look at him, and he was like, so I was like, okay. So then I squatted on and I stopped again, and then I was just like, what the fuck, these bars are gonna fall down. Whatever, dude. He don't give a shit. So I finished my bar routine and what are you doing? Use your head! So then like, oh my God, I always promised myself I would not cry. So I was like looking down at the ground, like trying to like wipe, like, don't disrespect me, look at me in the eyes. I was like, so yeah, that's how that meet went. I always struggled with vault. One day, I was having a good vault day, and I was up there landing my pikes, and do you know what he says? Wow, hell must be freezing over. Jordan's actually landing vaults. My like 14-year-old mind was like, I was like, what does that even fucking mean? They're like, Jordan, hell's hot. And I was like, oh, ouch, again. Like, why all the shade, Troy? Because I'm tall? I was like 5'3". I wonder if he saw me now. 5'11", bitch. So yeah, he just didn't fucking like me. No, he didn't. Literally harassed me. So what gym am I on by now? We're just not gonna count the Y. So AJS Gym Olympic. I'm on like my 3rd gym. So my mom was like, no, we're not switching again. So I was like, ugh. it was just like tear down after tear down after tear down, like just chirping things, you know? Like, why is there need to do that to a 14-year-old girl? I don't know. What's going on in your head? He's a weirdo. Literal weirdo, and I hate his guts. And he deserves literally everything he gets. Because he's an evil person. That's like verbal abuse. Like, you should quit gymnastics and like go play volleyball or something. Like, why is there that need to be that rude? I think, and told my mom I'm not going. So eventually she wrote an email and like all this stuff, and yeah, I actually got to move gyms again, thank God. Miller is a verbal abuser and he has major issues going on in that big ass head of his. Yeah, he has a big head. And he smells like fish. Moving on. This is the glory about not doing gymnastics anymore. I can like expose whoever I want. So I actually moved to, that was like 10 minutes from my house. A lot of gyms close to my house. And yeah, everything was going pretty well. Like any other gym, except for AJS the second time. Troy, there was no happy stage at all. He just fucking hated me. Anyway, so we go to Metzler's and all is good, all is well. You know, I get yelled at because he was a yeller, but you know, I guess I'm just that kid that gets yelled at. So I feel like this is the gym where I progress the most. Like, I feel like his coaching style like fit me, besides the yelling that kind of got a little crazy. But yeah, I got a lot better. I got like a ganger, I got a better vault, I got a better floor, I got better beam. Everything just got better. But he yelled a lot, like scary yelling, like insane cuckoo-ness. At this one meet, Red Rose, I'll insert that clip of my vault. After that, he got up and screamed that I lost the meet for everybody. So that made me sad. Yeah. God, I'm talking about this video. I don't know how I'm not depressed. But he was more of a yeller, and then he just got over it and he was like, Jordan! I was like, what? He called Katie a lazy piece of crap. And at LaFleur's Invitational when I was in 9th grade, so I wasn't supposed to go to that meet, and I missed 2 days of practice, and then I came back and I was like, so much better. And I was like, yeah, I think it's because I was well rested. You know, like I was ready. I was like eager to get back into the gym when we were doing our dumbass wall jumps. I guess his son heard it and told him and kind of found it disrespectful. Very confused. He gathers everybody, not even just the optionals, not even just my freaking group, the entire gym that was there. At like personally, like it's freaking scary. Like it's literally scary because it's this freaking man screaming at the top of their lungs. See, Troy didn't scream, he just mentally destroyed you. Starts like yelling and I'm like, I literally felt it in my bones. It's like, oh my god, it's coming to me, it's coming to me. I was like praying to Lord Jesus that he didn't do it. I don't know if his son heard it the wrong way or something, but I just wasn't, that wasn't my intention. You're gonna be moving on your 5th gym, like, and threatening to kick me out, like screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm telling you, like it was so freaking scary. And I did not cry. I literally just sat here like this. When I get yelled at, or when I did get yelled at because I don't do gymnastics anymore, I like to sit next to people because it makes me feel safer. Not that they can hit you. It just feels safer to sit next to somebody. And then one of level 4s was like, Jordan, are you okay? I was like, that's when you know it's bad. When a little level 4 is asking you if you're okay. But that leads up to me going to my 5th and final gym. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Story times are literally my favorite. I get so in my feels about them gymnastics days. Like it's been a decade. But yeah, any other story times you guys want, make sure to DM me and I will think about making a video about them. Bye guys!